everybody, I am L to the W. I'm a disabled veteran, YouTube vlogger, and avid car enthusiast. Behind me here is my beautiful 1991 Z28 that I just purchased. It is September 2019 for those of you that may be watching this in 2025 or something like that. But I just purchased this as a project car for my channel. Game plans are to do some rims, suspension work, some engine work, and go from there. Make the car look nicer and faster than what was originally equipped without taking too much from what the car originally is. So if that interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Support me as I try to grow this channel and bring you great car content and how-tos, which is what I'm doing today, as you probably saw from the title. Today we are going to be fixing this. This is the brand new piece I just got dropped off from I purchased it from Rock Auto. Not sponsored by them, but they do have the greatest prices ever that I can find. So if you're not in a hurry for parts, definitely check them out and do a Google search. Do whatever year and month it is. Like right now, September 2019 Rock Auto discount, and it'll give you a code, and then on the bottom it says how did you hear from us. Enter it in there and you get 5% off. That's an all the time thing with Rock Auto. Or go to retailmenot.com, has the codes as well. So good way, and it saves you 5%. So that being said, you know, I've done some how-to videos in the past, and it's been a really great experience. I get a lot of feedback, people thanking me for it, so I enjoy doing this and helping people out. I mean, I've had quite a few people that don't have a lot of mechanical knowledge feel comfortable doing this job. So I saw one video on YouTube. I kind of want to get an idea and see what some other people did of how to do this, and what they ended up doing was, when they dropped this thing out, they took the entire mechanism out, and there's two metal slides that go up and down, and there's some plastic clips that go or slide or something that's in there. And when they did that, the guy, it was a mess trying to get him back in. So we're going to try to do this a better, more proficient way than pulling all that apart. So let's go ahead and dig in there. Hopefully, for my car, all I need is a T25. I believe that's what this is. Yeah, a T25. The video I saw, they actually had sockets or something. So I guess somewhere along the line, GM must have retooled it. So just kind of look at what you got. But there should just be 3 screws to hold this in. One here, one there, one there. And then this thing should just drop out. It should just, you know, you unbolt it. It should slide out. We should be able to pop this in. We should. Everything's live and learn. So let's go take a look. So I decided I'm going to start the video with a little diagnostic stuff, because later on in the install I ran into a slight issue. And what I'm going to do now is, I have a clip from another video I did, just one of my normal vlogs, where I tested the switch here to see if it worked, to make sure it was that before I ordered the motor. And now that I'm into here, there's a reversing switch. So let me go to that video, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to test this. First, I want to make sure nobody pulled any fuses or there's not a bad relay. So we're going to make sure that there's voltage to this harness. And there we go. We got 4 prongs here, and we got 12 volts on 2 of them, which makes sense. 12 volts, one up, one down. So now what we want to see is, what are these other wires going to do here? So I'm going to put this on a ground, and we're going to play with this switch right here and see if this doesn't trigger a ground. There we go. And now this one's open. Okay, so this one is grounded when the switch is open and not grounded when you push it in, and the other one is reverse. It's not grounded open, and it's grounded when you close it. So there you go. We've I tested now, and I verified that we do have power. Everything should be working, so that tells me that this motor here probably burned out. Okay, we're back. So, multimeter here are really helpful, especially if you have one that has that has little like ohms and ground signal. If you have a decent meter like this one, it will beep which is really helpful for this. So here are your two motor contact. Let me put some light in right here. This is the thing with the motor contact. So what we're just going to do is, it doesn't matter which wire, we're going to ground one into here. And then we're going to touch these wires. So the very far prong, I'm getting a beep. And then as we test every other one, there's nothing there. So now we flip the switch on the side. Now the first prong is quiet. And now the second prong makes noise. So that is how the switch reverses. So that should be good, because it's telling me right now it's switching these two outer plugs. So alright, now we'll get back on with the rest of the video. But I just wanted to show you this before we got into anything, so that way you guys can check these things and make sure it's actually that before you go spend the money on a motor. And you'll find out later, these things are pricey. You can't get them anymore, but you can get them rebuilt. I've seen a few sites for about $75. But that's your only option, is to rebuild this switch. One wiring harness here that needs to come undone. There is just a small tab right here that you need to lift up on and pull that out, and that should be it. So now we're going to go ahead and take out these 3 screws with the right tool. And see, it's already just wanting to come out. I'm thinking, maybe not. Damn, I really didn't want that to happen. There's a screw right here. There's a screw. And see, these are the plastic things. Luckily that side's not broke, but this side is a little bit, so that might give me a little hard time going back in, but great. Man, if you didn't have to put that screw right there, we could have done this easy. Do something else. One more screw right here. So if I can show you on this. Okay, so on this empty one here, there's a screw here in this corner, and there's a screw here. So if you're looking at the plate from right here, it's right here. I know it's going to probably be hard to see. It's right there against the metal plate. And then there's one there, and I believe that should be it. And that appears to be a Torx as well. Damn. Yep, that's a Torx. Look at that, I just friggin' broke this piece. Guess maybe I should try to slide it out of here. Prevent it from getting more damaged or something. Damn. Yeah, if you had those on there, they aren't already broke, just slide them off. Save yourself the headache. Okay. So now we figured it out. Okay, so right here, your black electrical connector, you're gonna have to pull that up and out of the way, and it exposes one more screw right there. Wow. There we go, hopefully. There we go. Now it's out. Time to slide this one right back into place. I got this figured out. There is a pin that slides through here. I took it out so I could bring this up and show you that this electrical connector here, right in here, is a track. Let me see if I find the old one. Here next to the screw hole. I know it's hard to see, but there is a track that slides right here, and then there's a notch in the switch right here, and it has to slide into this little groove that's next to the screw hole that's next to this thing that's not in the damn hole. Alright, so I ran out of memory card. It usually doesn't happen. I filmed a couple of videos before this, but it gave me some time to think and do a little research, and I found out that this here is the reversing switch. And if this is broke on you, I just found that it is very expensive. They don't make these anymore, but you can get them rebuilt for about $75 or $150. So there's a mechanical switch here on the side. Right here, here's your contact, here's the switch. I initially got this put back together and it wasn't working, so I started looking at this. So anyhow, there's the tab on this pull down mechanism that hits the switch. Okay, right there. So basically I think my problem was that this thing had already went down too far, something like that. So I thought about it, and to make your life easy to install this thing, come in here and turn the gear and raise it up. See, so if you just turn the gear like that, you'll see the gap opening up, and then when we go put this thing together, it'll sit a lot higher, giving us a lot more room to put this switch in. So now you can see how much higher this bracket is, and that's your switch. So now what we can do is, well, we still have to put the screws in here, but I'm just going to show you real quick. Now you can see how much room we have between here and here, and how easy this is to go ahead and put in. So now we can go ahead and put our screws in, and hopefully everything will work. And so I went and got some grease. It's for a weed eater, but it's just general grease. But put a couple blobs in there, and it seems like it's holding pretty good. If I get it on the right way. And here we go. Oh. God, might need some of this grease just for the track itself. This is like friggin', this blue stuff doesn't seem to be very slick at all. The first time you do this on these new pieces, it's going to be extremely tight because you're threading the plastic. These are self-threading screws, so it's going to be very hard to drive in, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to put one screw in now. Let's see if we can't test this thing out. Hell yeah. Let me put some grease in the bottom of this track. There you have it. Job successfully done. I did make a little mistake initially putting that back together by not that black reversing switch. I didn't know that there was a mechanical switch on the side. So whenever I put it together, I probably had it sandwiched down, and whenever the first time I put power in and closed the hatch, it closed all the way down. It probably just smashed that switch all the way down. Luckily I didn't break it. So I couldn't get my trunk closed, and I started researching the switch, but then I decided, hey, take the meter, let's see if the switch does actually work before I do anything, and I'm glad I did, because it did work. And then I had the idea to just go ahead, because it was so tight in there because of that arm, just take the gear. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and rethink stuff, but that's why I'm making this video, to help you guys out. You learn from what I did. So when you're doing this job, go ahead and spin that gear. unless you got lucky or unlucky, whatever, and your trunk was already stuck in the up position, then you don't have to worry about it, because your thing will your arm will already be all the way extended out, and getting that switch in and out shouldn't be too hard. But if you can't get that switch in and out, actually getting it out, you might be out of luck. I'm not sure how to help you with that one, because if your motor's burned out, then it's really not much that you can do, except for maybe pull the actual motor out and try to spin that gear. But you should be able to pop it out. It's a lot harder to get it in. So yeah, raise that arm up. You should be able to get that in, and then make sure the switch is aimed the right way. Should be, if you have it extended all the way up, you should have your switch pointed up. That way when you got power, it comes down and close it. So there you go. The only thing left to do now is put the plastic in. It kind of zigzags in. If you look at it on the passenger side, that big panel goes in behind, goes in, put in your 4 screws, and don't forget to plug in your light. So if this helped you in any way, shape, or form, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Please go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel for more how-to on this car or any other car. You know, I got the Cruise you can see back there. I got a Camaro here. I got a GTO. I got some pretty interesting cars. Like I said, I got some work that I'm going to be doing to this car to make it a little nicer and a little bit faster. So please go ahead and consider hitting subscribe so you can watch all that. Thank you for watching. It is ungodly hot here. I am like in southern Florida or mid-Florida. It's very, very hot. So I'm going to go in and drink some water and enjoy my newly working hatch. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.